Hi all, my name is Jarra Karalinar Steel. I am the Melbourne Art Tram Curator for Rising Festival 2022. This year's theme is Unapologetically Blak, and I'm really excited to see what artists come up with for this theme. I'm very excited to be a part of the Rising Art Trams and curating it this year, as last year I was fortunate enough to have my artwork selected for the 2021 trams, thanks to the amazing work of the curator, Kimberly Moulton. So I'm going to answer some questions that we've been asked, and hopefully they can clarify some things to help you with your application. So first question, can I collaborate with elders, my aunts, my uncles, my nephews and nieces, cousins? Yes, you can. Just as long as they also meet the criteria, it is perfectly fine. We had some amazing collaborations last year, and I would love to see some new ones, especially with elders collaborating with young ones and passing on stories and sharing art. I think that's really special. Which format should I be using to create my designs if I am a digital artist? So you want to create vector files basically. So it is highly suggested that you use a program like Illustrator. Illustrator is great because it doesn't rely on it's not resolution dependent. Basically, it means that you can scale it up to any size without losing the detail or distorting the image. If you are working in Photoshop, you can import your Photoshop files into Illustrator, so don't worry about that. You also want to make sure that your DPI is at least a minimum of 400 and a maximum of 600. An example of what the final art resolution would be for a D2 tram, it would be 20,000 to 35,000 pixels wide with a resolution of 400. Next question. What if I don't have Photoshop? We are not requiring any artist to have these digital skills. You don't have to be a digital artist to apply for this art tram. You can be a painter, photographer, any other kind of artist, just as long as we can take your work and put it on a tram. We will provide a photographer who will be able to take high resolution photos of your tram art, so don't worry about that. And our graphic artists will work with you to put together the work on a tram format. So what will the graphic designer be able to provide? So once you're selected for the art tram, we will have a graphic designer on hand to help stitch together your artwork onto an art tram template. And then they are also able to make sure that everything is at the highest resolution and follow it up until print. So making sure that everything is done perfectly. They are also able to offer advice on technical issues with Adobe software, and if you require a color book to make sure that your colors are right, because sometimes what we create on a computer might not print out the way that we imagine it. So a color book, from example, Pantone has amazing color books. That's what we used. Kate came over and helped me make sure that the colors were perfect for the print job. What sort of colors can I use? So if you're talking about digital art, please make sure that you are working in CMYK. If you have already started and you're working in RBG, don't worry, as long as you can transfer it and update it later as CMYK, that should be fine. The reason it's CMYK is because that is what the printer is, and we wouldn't want you to be disappointed that your bright hot pink doesn't translate to a beautiful bright hot pink. Sometimes they come out a bit mauve. When it comes to other things like making sure that the colors aren't too dark and it's not just a black tram. There are rules around what can be seen on a tram in traffic. There are a lot of examples of this in the EOI, so I just suggest you read it. Can I use my photography? Yes, you can, just as long as you take those images as the highest resolution. And please remember that the art tram, an example of the art tram's resolution will be a D2 is around 20,000 and 35,000 pixels wide with a DPI of 400. So as long as your photography meets that, then it should be okay. And we can always do number of prints that piece together as long as it meets the theme. Can I choose the tram that my artwork's going to be on? Sadly, no. I'm so sorry. Look, I get it. I wanted the 16 because it came past my house. I wanted to see it every day. Luckily enough, it wasn't. And now I get to see Annie Zita's tram on a regular. So yeah, don't get your hopes up on a particular tram that you want. We will work out which tram works with your artwork, and whatever that will be, it will be perfect. All of the trams do go through the city, so you'll always get a chance to see it easily if you live in the local area. If not, we'll have lots of photos for you, I am sure. Can I use an older artwork? As much as I would love to see as much new artwork as possible, I am more than happy to see some work that you're very proud of, that you think fit the theme that you want to showcase on a tram. I think that there wouldn't be a problem with that at all. Does my idea have to be completed to submit an application? So because of the tight turnaround in getting the trams onto the track, printed and then onto the tracks, having your tram as completed as possible is really important. But if you have an idea and it's really strong and you have bits and pieces, you need to make sure that you lay out a plan that I can see that will show me that you are able to meet each target to complete your tram on time, to be printed and sent out on the tracks. So that is fine, but just be aware that we just want to make sure that you're able to put out your work. Can I continue to work and finalize my design after I get selected? Yes, so you can work with myself and the graphic designer to make sure that your work is finalized and ready for production. You need to make sure that you're available for 2 weeks during February to do this. Can my organization submit artwork for the art trams? I think that would be okay as long as your organization is a creative arts organization, or if you have a brand that is creative arts. I also think that it is important that it is 100% owned and run by First Nations people, because I think that this is set up for artists to make sure that they get money back into themselves and the community. Can I submit more than one work? I think that is okay. You might want to submit, if the works are different in theme, as long as everything meets the theme, that's fine. But if it is like each work has a different story, I think try to make it a new application so you can apply more than one time. If it is multiple files, please keep it to a minimum. And yeah, it should be okay. So some questions came out about accessibility, and I think that is a really important question to ask within the arts. Rising is working very hard to make sure that this is an accessible event, and the Art Tram application process is as accessible as possible. Now, we were on holidays over the Christmas break, so you might have not had being able to give us a call, but our emails are open. We're back at it now, And there will be an email and a phone number. I'm sure we'll either paste it here or will be somewhere on these videos. Also, I'm more than happy for community to reach out to me through the DMs on Instagram as well. A few artists have reached out and they found it very helpful, the advice that I gave them. Yeah, so if you have any accessibility issues around submitting your work, maybe you want to record a video of you talking about your idea rather than writing it. I think that is a valid way of submitting an application, and we can help you through that. So please reach out if you have accessibility issues. We want to make sure that you are able to submit an artwork and be a part of this project because it's very important to myself and to Rising Festival. I hope this answers a lot of the questions that you might be having around submitting your art tram idea. I am so excited to see all your ideas. Please do not feel shame to submit anything. You never know where it will lead to, and it is really important that you just submit. I know personally I was just beating myself up thinking I'm not going to get it, I'm not good enough. And I pushed through that and I submitted it anyway. And I think that is really important to do. And it's a really important thing to learn as an artist. So some key things that I'm looking for when I'm assessing people's applications are: 1, theme. Does this artwork meet the theme? Is the idea taking in consideration the theme that I set out in the EOI, which is Unapologetically Blak? If you want to know more about the theme, you can check it out on the Rising EOIs for the Art Tram 2022. I can make another video at another time to discuss that if you want me to. Although the art is the #1 important thing, if that artwork doesn't meet with the theme and that I will be creating for my vision for the 5 trams, then I might not consider it as a valid tram for this year. That doesn't mean that the artwork is not beautiful, it just means that it doesn't work within the theme. Next key thing is this work original? Is this a work something that I haven't seen before? Is it your voice? Is it who you are as an artist? Next key thing is meaningfulness. What is the impact of this tram going to be in the long run of the Art Tram program? What will it be? And lastly, what is the impact that this tram will have on the general public when they see the tram moving past? Some people will only get a glimpse of this tram out of the corner of their eye for 5 seconds. We want people to be like, what is that? What is that interesting thing? What is that tram? What does it mean? We want to engage people. Obviously, we don't want to distract people in traffic, but we want to make sure that that tram has an impact, that it says something. And that's what I'm looking for. I hope that helps better understand what I'm looking for as a curator for the art trams. I hope it doesn't also put you off submitting something. Please submit something. I really believe that this project can transform people's lives, and not only the artists but community as well. And you know, I know the impact for this tram, for my tram, brought up so much joy to a lot of people. And for me, that is the #1 thing that I wanted when I created that tram. So think about those things. What do you want to impact into someone's life when they see your tram go by? Anyway, good luck. I am so eager to see all your designs. I think that they're going to be beautiful, and it's just, I'm so eager. I can't wait. So I will leave it at that. Nugujin. I hope this all helps. I can't wait to see all your beautiful trams. I'm so excited. It's my favorite part when I get to look at art. So please apply, send them in. Don't be shamed, all right?